what's some fun things we can do with the pumpkin theme? There's pumpkin pies and all that other kind of stuff, but what's something a little different, a little unique we can do with
Yeah,
pumpkins?
well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of squash in general. So I mean, I think one of the ways that I feel like it can be really utilized is like, you can carve them out and use them to put a vase inside and make centerpieces. You can put all sorts of like condiments in them. You can use them to put the soup and serve it in there. So I like to use them kind of as containers and just have them around for that reason. But I also I love etching them. I feel like that just looks so cool versus carving them and etching cool designs into them. There's so many templates online that are available. So there's a lot
Hmm.
of fun things. I think you'll have a really good time with that.
Oh, those are some great ideas. I never even thought of using them as containers.
Yeah, they're
I
so
know we're
fun.
going to do a little green action with it. Like I was going to try and use some, leftover tulle and some leftover ribbons, and let people just kind of have fun with decorating some of the smaller pumpkins and
Oh, that's a really
having that as
nice
their take
idea.
home. So,
Yeah, I love that idea.
um, so I was also wondering, what are some easy ideas or tips that you might have for parents to kind of get the kids into the kitchen, helping us out with some of these fun food ideas?
For sure. So this year I've teamed up with Fanta and with Oreo to create the Spooky Snack Lab. And basically it's a combination of recipes and DIY decorating ideas that are meant to really inspire families to have a little bit more fun this Halloween. So I've got in front of me, these are wheat thin crackers that I put Parmesan cheese on. You put them in the oven, the cheese melts, they get nice and crispy, and then I top it with a tapenade that I make actually all the time, but this time of year I call it the tapenade of terror.
Hmm.
But it's very simple. It's artichoke hearts, capers, garlic, olive oil, roasted red peppers. You put it in a food processor and you can put it right on top of your wheat thins like this. And then you can decorate it with little caper eyes to make little creatures. It's just really fun and simple and an easy appetizer to have on hand when you have family and friends and guests coming over.
One of the
Um,
things that we do with that one is, the wheat thins also have all the different flavors, like
yes,
the tomato and basil. Okay, we do a little bit like that, but this is Texas, so we like our melted cheese.
yes.
So I do an assortment of the spicy ones, the chipotle, and the plain, and then we do a scream cheese. And it looks like this scream cheese that was in a movie that we watched, Transylvania.
Uh-huh.
But, when you pull it, it's the melted and it's with cream cheese.
Oh, that
So
sounds
the
delicious.
tapenade is like a nice way for us to do something a little different this year.
Yeah, you know what? And it's honestly, it's what's great is because everything in it is preserved already, so you can
Yes,
make it
it's ready
days
to serve.
ahead. Yeah,
I don't have to do any work. Just pull it out,
exactly,
I'm done.
exactly. Super easy. Honestly,
Um,
try it. It's delicious.
so what's your favorite Halloween recipe?
Well, there's just so many, and there's so many great ones in this Spooky Snack Lab program. But I got to say,
Hmm.
there's a really fun, there's these really fun Fanta Petri dishes, and I'm very proud of myself when I came up with this idea because it's just creepy enough for teens to really get into it. So basically what I did was I found Petri dishes. You can get them online if you have the time, but if you don't, you can actually go to a craft store and get the base for candles, like pillar candles. It looks a lot like
Okay.
Petri dishes and it gives it that kind of lab theme. And inside I put some Fanta and melted gelatin in with the Fanta just a little bit so that it kind of sets. And
Hmm.
then you can have everybody decorate their petri dish with gummy worms and gummy insects and all sorts of gross, delicious stuff that can actually be really fun and tasty and fun to make. So that's kind of a fun way to get everybody involved in making a
Well,
little snack.
that was one of my favorites. I love the idea that people, especially the kids, were making their own snacks.
Yes,
Not just something that I've cooked and served.
right.
I also really liked the Witch's Brew. I think it had the orange Fanta and the red Fanta.
Yes, I've got it right
I was
here.
looking through them all really quickly because, of course, with planning the party, I thought, oh, this is excellent. I'm I'm going to be looking at all of these.
Yeah, it's so easy. You mix it together and then, to decorate it. And especially, if we're talking about like teens in particular, like, it's nice to make little mocktails for them and things like that. You could always add a little liquor to this, of course, if you want to. But I just rimmed it with some black sugar. You take a wedge of lemon and you just rub it around the rim of the glass and then put it upside down in the sugar, and it'll stick to it like that. And then gumdrops, you can roll them out with a rolling pin and then shape them into, cut the legs and shape them into little spiders and attach it to the straw. So it's just kind of a fun way to dress up a really simple drink to make.
I was even thinking about trying some of the bigger gumdrops and then small licorice to make like little spider legs.
That's a cute idea.
I don't know if that one's going to work with it, but I was going to give it a try.
Yeah, that's such a cute idea.
If it doesn't work out with the drink, then, I put them on a plate and everybody can eat them.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got to have fun with this stuff. It's an experiment and not all of it goes super well, but you've got to try.
Right. You got to, and that's what's so great about the site that you're talking about right now is we don't actually have to do exactly what it says, but it gives us this spark of ideas also.
Exactly.
So for those of us that need to, we can follow the directions, but then for some of us, we can say, oh, well, maybe I could try it with this because my family likes whatever.
Absolutely.
So I really like that it gives us the opportunity to kind of maybe tweak some of the decorations or some of the garnishes and, really make it our own.
I completely agree with you. I mean, this is all meant to be inspiration for us to have, a little bit more fun and add some spookiness to our Halloween parties.
So speaking of Halloweens, what is your favorite Halloween memory?
Wow. I've been talking a lot about Halloween, but I have to say, like, I grew up in a very crafty family. My parents were always making and fixing things and repurposing stuff. So Halloween was always kind of like we'd always be searching around to figure out what we could make into what. So I remember I went as the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz one year, and my mom used a mop head and she dyed it to make it look like a lion's mane. Like, we just had so much fun, just really being imaginative and creative. And I think as a kid, I really, really benefited from that.
I agree. I think that's probably the most fun thing about Halloween, why it brings out sort of the kid in all of us.
Yes, absolutely.
I know my son, I came home one day from work, and my son had this amazing, like pumpkin-headed creature man out in the front yard, and he had on like jeans and
that's awesome.
A plaid shirt, and he kind of dug it into the grass just a little bit, and it was just so adorable. And I thought, he's 14. How did he come up?
Yeah,
how
it's
did
terrific.
He come up with this? Where did this come from? So I agree. I just love the fact that we can use this time to do lots of do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah.
Lots of things with the kids, and it kind of brings out the kids in all of us.
It does, and it's quality time.
I have one last quick question, because I know you've got some exciting things coming up in the future. So could you tell me a little bit about this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Projects that you're working on and.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for asking. So I have a new show that's actually premiering this Saturday on the CW network, and it's called Dream Quest. And the premise of the show is we take families that really, for whatever reason, are really deserving, like really need it, and we take them on these incredible adventures together. So it's all about indulging in what your dream is and making your dream come true, but also doing it together as a family. And it's been just so wonderful, like getting to know the families and seeing them kind of show different sides of themselves to each other that they normally wouldn't have seen. So it's been really, really cool, and I've enjoyed working on it.
How fun. That sounds like it's going to be really interesting. I know we've got the DVR set. Looking forward to it, because we're big fans of, we like the reality shows, and we like watching the families, doing things and growing together and having these interesting adventures. So,
Thank you.
I have to say that my daughter is actually a culinary arts major.
No way, that's fantastic.
Yes, and when she learned that I was interviewing you, she was just so excited.
No
way! I can't wait to get my recording so I can share it with her.
Yay! We'll tell her to stick with it. It is such a great career, and as a woman especially, it's hard. It really is a man's world. but there's so much opportunity if you just stick with it, and you're willing to put in some sweat equity. I think the sky's the limit. So that's terrific.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll be sure to tell her you add a little bit of advice for her, too. She's just going to be thrilled. So,
yay, good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you again so much for talking to me. I appreciate you taking the time, and I'm really looking forward to trying some of those recipes that you've mentioned and that are available online.
Terrific. Well, have fun at your Halloween party. It sounds like it's going to be a blast.
I hope so. I think it will be. I'm ready to go do a little shopping now that we've talked about it even more.
Woohoo! Have fun. It was so nice talking to you.
Thank you again, and good luck with the television show and everything else. And again, I really appreciate it. I'm so excited now.
Yay!
I have to go share the website with some friends and make sure that they have something cute to bring to the party, too.
That's right. That's right, because they've got to bring something cute, too.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.